Oh, so now I just so love how the liberals, Antifa, the progressives, and then all of the fucking pokies, all of you people who, like, in any way, shape, or form, like, you kind of went soft on the matter. Not like, well, I've got to keep my job, you know, the risk versus reward, this and that. Well, now the cyberpunk nightmare gets all the more fascinating because somebody on Twitter, I sent Hood Conservative this, I sent Hotep Jesus this, sent Salty and Tim and Jeremy, sent them all a link where a doctor started poking through the data of VAERS, VAERS tables, started to find certain information that was kind of like was maybe it was under errata, but it's other deaths from other vaccines because they were categorized in the COVID VAERS data. So what did he find out? He found out something that I made sure to post was a successful set of tests for the efficacy of now flu shots with mRNA in them. So now mRNA is going to be this standard new thing to test on everybody for all kinds of shit. So yes, now we have people dying from redacted vaccinations in the VAERS data bank. So the next cyberpunk nightmare that was actually kind of funny is the ultimate car alarm. Some of you might have seen this, that in New Orleans, some guy was so tired of having his truck that was on 20s broken into that he rigged up a trap for people trying to steal his car. So if you started fucking with his car, he made sure to put a flashbang that would fall out of position and it would go off in the car while you were in it. And it was hilarious video to see a car thief get hit with a flashbang booby trap. But that's where we are. The full cyberpunk nightmare. We are there. Actively being poisoned by the fucking educated class. You're not allowed to protect yourself from robbers. And there's junkies on super drugs everywhere throughout all the blue enclaves. Oh my gosh. We're at the full cyberpunk super drama nightmare. And I kind of want to thank, to some degree, there's something that I have to also do. I have to thank the 5% Nation and give respect where respect's due to the 5% Nation, one of the most important groups of people that nobody knows exists. And the thing is, people know they exist. They know they've heard the music. They know it, but people don't realize, like BLM, they don't say anything about the gods. They don't say anything about the gods and the earths. They don't know anything about that, but they're one of the most influential subcultures in the last, next to the skinheads, in the last like 2 generations. You know, next to jazz, the jazz modernists, skinheads, the 5% Nation is who introduced the fundamental concept of the b-boy into reality. There was no such thing as a b-boy really until people from the 5% Nation and that culture around it made that happen. And so when people are using slang, when they're wearing tennis shoes, when they're sagging their pants, almost everything in American youth culture now for a huge portion of American youth culture is actually something that goes back to the 5% Nation. And this is why I never listen to wokies, because wokies have no idea what that is. They've never heard of the 5% Nation. People who listen to rap music all of their lives don't know who the 5% Nation are. They have no idea what it is. They've never even heard of it. Imagine all these, if you had somebody who came in and got black as fuck on all white woke women and said, who is Noble Drew Ali? Question 1. Question 2, who is Clarence 13X? And if you can't answer either of those, you have to get the fuck out, you stupid bitch. And get black people's name out your mouth, ho. Imagine if people said that, oh, well, who is Clarence 13X? And they would be like, what? And then it'd be like, who is Noble Drew Ali? And they'd be like, I don't know. I mean, black people, and you go, die, bitch. Die in a fire. You stupid, woke, disgusting whore. You woke, disgusting poser whore. That's why, I don't respect, like, Young Turks, Anna Kasparian. She didn't know shit about that. She didn't know shit about the 5% Nation. It's like, and the thing is, it's like, that's why I could say respect is due. That's not, those aren't my people, that's not my crew, that's not my culture, because that's a culture. 5% Nation, that 5% is a culture. Just like somebody who would talk about, something that would be only specific to, like guys who race cars, like white guys who race cars. In Greater Appalachia, that was its own culture, and the greasers were their own culture themselves. They were related to earlier and larger ethnic groups, but they were their own culture unto themselves. The mod was its own culture unto itself, even though it was a youth culture, but it established, like, everybody dresses like mods and skinheads, to this day. So yeah, I just it was just some thoughts I was having as I was getting ready for my Saturday and messing around, doing laundry and doing my government homework. Yeah, I know. I take forever to fucking finish up my fucking shit with the government, and hate doing the government's fucking homework. It should be something that you could fill out on a card. There should be an app on a phone dealing with your fucking taxes. But anyway, well, it is now. Actually, it's TurboTax. But anyway, all right, later.